You know, you can decide is this amount of ownership for this member, but when it talks about profits is this, and when we talk about losses is that. So when you talk about taxes, that's something to also keep in consideration if an LLC is the best entity for you, and if it is, how do you choose to be taxed, or if it's more than one individual, how will you already by default be taxed, or if it's you as a single member, how will you already by default be taxed? And know that there's more room to move there, and you just need to hire a professional to make sure you're maximizing that, especially for those that are in real estate. Like I said, as an attorney now that moved in that real estate realm, that is something that's really important. Not just holding your assets in LLCs and making sure, you know, as far as protection wise, you're doing that correctly, right? Because sometimes people have a lot of assets in one LLC, may help to have a certain amount and then open up here. But when it comes to taxes, you know, is it your investments in your real estate? Are you selling? Or you mean is it something that you're holding? Is it flips? All those questions come into play when you're talking about forming an LLC and holding that particular asset. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Oh, and my notes really quick. That's why I always keep my notes so I can stay on point. I don't want to go too long because I know how we are as people. We need that information in small bite-sized chunks. But I do want to say this, since we're talking about taxes. When we're talking about LLCs, we're talking about single members, disregarded entities. The IRS audits those type of entities the most. In general, if you are a sole owner, but we're speaking about LLCs here specifically. So I want to say, as a single member LLC, it is shown statistically that single member LLCs are audited way more than most all other entities that are out there. And then of course, way more than entities that have more than one, because the assumption is, again, we're operating just on the leniency. It's known to be a lenient entity. Being a single member, it is already the presumption that you're not going to do those things. You're not going to check the marks. You're not going to dot I's and cross T's. You're not going to force yourself to operate in a way that is expected of a corporation. You're not going to force yourself to operate in a way, possibly if there's more individuals. So that is already the assumption. So that's why I want to say, as single member owners, please make sure you're doing the things you need to do. Please have the operating agreement between yourself and your company. Please make sure you're not just doing a bare minimum that your state may require. Operate as if you are a full throttle company. All right, that is it for part 5, and we will continue to part 6. We're more than halfway done.